Hi everybody, this is SilentMartyr here. We're going to be doing a blazing fast speedrun of Chrono Trigger. I'm running it on the original SNES console. This is a New Game Plus run, so we're going to be using a file that has been curated perfectly for this exact run. So Chrono and Marl are going to be maxed out, all their stats that are possible maxed out, max level. We're going to be equipping Chrono fully. Marl's going to only need a helmet, so it's going to be real quick. I'll try to talk about this stuff as I go, but because of how quick the run is, I'm going to preface some of this stuff before we get started. The way we control RNG in Chrono Trigger is through the amount of time that you spend in the load screen, so when you're loading a save file. There's a specific amount of time that we have to spend in that menu to set the RNG perfectly for this run. If it's off, I know all the backups, we'll be fine. Other than that, it's a very simple run, very easy to get into. Totally recommend it for anyone who's apprehensive about learning speedrunning because of how hard it is or how much time it takes. This run is very smooth, very simple, and it's a great way to get into Chrono Trigger if you love the game. I think that pretty much covers everything I'm going to talk about before we get started, so why don't we just jump into it? I'm going to be silent for a little bit, lol, to count the number of beats that I need to be in the right menu. So, with that, why don't we jump into that part of it? The timer won't start yet. We start timer when we gain control of Chrono at the start of the game. So, we'll just get going. We're going to go into the wait, which is traditional for all Chrono Trigger runs. We use this to manipulate the gameplay by doing almost all of our battle selections during an enemy animation, whether it's attack or whatever it is. This allows for the RNG to stay locked so that we know where we are in the RNG. We're doing it in the Japanese version, mostly just because it's a little faster due to the text. Less text boxes, that kind of thing. There's really no difference in strategy. I do this run in English as well. It's the exact same run, and the timer will start now. So we're just going to mash through the naming menus. If we were going for a world record pace, we would be trying to make it so that menu doesn't appear at all. It would just get a black screen. So that was pretty good. Oh, that's not where we want to go. I didn't even know you could get in through the back door like that. It's wild. Anyways, next we're going to pick up Marl, and then we're going to do a very quick menu where we're going to equip the Rainbow, the Haste Helm, Nova Armor, and Prism Specs on Chrono, and then just the Prism Helm on Marl. We're putting that on Marl just to get her to not get confused or chaosed or anything, as the Prism Helm protects from status effects. We're powerful enough to take all these attacks, it's just that is the only thing that we really need to prevent from happening. So we'll just go down to the shop and use the super awesome equip menu in the shop. And then we're going to do something called Candy Skip, or at least try to. If we do this right... Yes. So there's a trigger there that normally Marl will pull Chrono away and want him to, get candy with him. If we slide past correctly, we can miss that trigger entirely and skip like a long sequence there. So that's awesome. And then we can enter menus when there's a fully black screen. So what we did there is set the battle speed to 2, and then just set the battle cursor to memory. Oh, and we're on RNG. How I know we're on RNG is the damage value that was done to Marl there. 493 is the number we're looking for, so that's great. So we're on RNG, we got Candy Skip, everything's tasty good. So we start with the Luminaire, and then we'll follow it up with an Ice Sword 2, and this will take care of the shell. Next up, we'll have the inner Lavos. This will be a lot longer, as it's got significantly more HP. We're going to try to do another menu skip here. A little late. It has to be perfectly black screen. So, like, there's only a few frames that you can get to do it. And if you get it, it skips a couple of seconds of load. So, again, if we were doing world record runs, that would be an important thing to get. But for the purposes of this marathon, this is great. You know, being on RNG and getting candy skip is like the 2 check marks that I always try and hit when I do one of these runs. So again, we're going to start with the Luminaire, and again, we're going to do it when the Doors of Doom attack happens. We don't want to do it before. And then the next, we're going to do another Luminaire after this. We have to get this in before his arms get attacks. This is super important, because Marl can drop to both of the arm attacks if they both hit her. But because we're on RNG, we should not have to be super fast to do it. Like, as long as we hit that menu as soon as it happens. So this will take care of the arms. This actually skips a turn for Lavos. So you'll see here that we actually get Chrono's turn in before Lavos does anything else. This allows us to actually skip an attack later and makes this fight a lot faster. And it also keeps our numbers correct so that we can actually kill this part of Lavos with Marl's Ice 2, which we'll do in a bit. We're going to give him Chrono a Hyper Ether here with Marl, and then just smash a couple more Luminaires here. And then we're going to do an Ice 2, and that will finish him off. This is so tight, this battle, that if we're off RNG, we actually don't do enough damage with the Ice 2, and we have to do a Chrono attack instead. I have never done the math for it, but it's like probably less than 100 extra damage that we would need to do if we were off RNG. That's how important it is to stay on the RNG if we're trying to get world record. So we'll have one more menu skip to try here. Once Lavos loads up his bits, and then from there it's going to be a little bit different. We actually don't do Luminaire non-stop here. We'll do Confuse on the left bit to kill that, and then Marl's going to attack the right bit to get its defense to drop quicker than it would normally. We can't do Luminaire right away because that left bit is immune to magic decks. So there's the defense drop. The center bit will change the time frame to the Millennial Fair time, or 1000. This determines what attack the center bit does, but we should be able to kill the center bit before it gets an attack off. Oh, we were a little bit too slow there. Little bit, just a little bit. But that's okay. It doesn't do anything. This is the reason why we wear the Prism Helm on Marl, is so that she does not get chaosed here, if that event happens. We'll give Chrono another Hyper Ether to fill him up, and then we're just going to be doing 3 more... Oh, there we go. We'll do 3 more Luminaires. That might have been too long of a hiccup, so the right bit might revive the other 2 bits, but it will be as it's dying to Luminaire, so it won't really matter at all. We just got one more Luminaire. When the damage value reaches the peak on the bit... Nope. Yep. Just a little bit too late on that first Luminaire back. But that, again, that's okay. Because once the right bit gets dealt its 30,000 HP, the other 2 bits cannot survive. So the timer's going to stop right now. And that's it. There you go. Flashing white lights warning for those of you who have any epileptic type issues. as it's going to be very flashy in a second here. But that's it. There you go. Ooh, nice under 7 minutes. Very good. Very good. But yeah, that's the run. It's, like I said when we started, super quick. Very easy. Being able to practice it is very simple. You know, you don't need tons of saves and save states and stuff like that. And it's very beginner friendly, you know, 7 minutes of your day. You can spend a half hour and get 3 or 4 good attempts in. So if you are the kind of person who loves running RPGs, but you can't run a 5, 6, 7, 8 hour RPG, this is absolutely the run for you. We have a great community, and we always love helping out new people who want to get into it. This run, however, is pretty much exclusive to the Super Nintendo version. Candy Skip was removed, or patched out, rather, in the PS1 version. So PS1, DS, PC versions all don't have Candy Skip, so you can definitely do this run on the Steam version, for example, but you won't get the Candy Skip, and we as a community have not figured out RNG manipulation for the Steam version, so it would probably be a little bit more casual friendly in that regard. But again, if you haven't, you could do this on emulator if you really want to. That's perfectly a reasonable option. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I want to thank everybody involved in Anime Speedruns for allowing me to showcase this great game and awesome, you know, just community. Everybody loves Chrono Trigger, so we're always welcoming new people into the speedrun community, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So thank you so much, guys. Really hope you enjoy the rest of the event, and I hope you have a great weekend. Peace.